Hello and welcome to this exciting lesson in robot structural analysis, Revit structure, and also advanced steel. In this lesson, I just want to teach you the workflow that you can use when it comes to structural analysis, design, and detailing of steel structures. Now, I want to show you this workflow that you can use if you are using robot structural analysis, Revit, and also advanced steel. Now I recommend that you use this workflow and use the three softwares because the integration amongst the three softwares is so smooth. If you know what you are doing, you are not going to experience any issues. So what we have here is the model that we have in robot structural analysis. Now we are not going to learn on how to model this structure. If you want to learn on how to model this structure, make sure that you check the card above here or there. That is a lesson where we learned on how to model such a structure. In this lesson, we are going to assume that the structure is already designed and now we want to export it to Revit and advanced steel for annotation and detailing. All right. Now, I want to ask all of you, please don't just watch my videos. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. And if there's anyone who would like to learn on how to to model, design, and annotation and detailing of steel structures in Revit, make sure that you check the links in the description. Also, there's a course on analysis and design of steel structures in robot structural analysis. Check the links in the description. You'll find the website where you can counter check the courses. So let's not waste time. Let's get started in this lesson. And as I've said, we are going to export this to Revit and advanced steel for annotation and detailing. All right. Now, I just want to mention that before you start exporting, you need to know the databases for the members that you have used. In this model, I've used the British database, so I can counter check by going to Tools, go to Job Preferences, then go to Database. You see that we are using the British Hot Rod section. It's important to identify this because as you go to Revit, you just want to make sure that you match the member sizes. You don't have to be struggling to find the actual sizes of the members that you designed in robot structural analysis. So you need to know the database that you are using so that you can also counter check within Revit so that you have the same sizes as designed in robot structural analysis. All right, now to get started, you just need to make sure that you are using the same version of robot structural analysis as in Revit. So I'm using 2024, robot structural analysis 2024, and also advanced steel 2024. That is very, very important. All right, so to export your model to Revit structure for annotation and detailing, you need to make sure that you just go to add-ins, then go to integration, then click on Autodesk Revit. All right, now I can decide to send a file and save as a separate file, whereby later on I can share with someone who is using Revit to open it. Or if I'm using the same computer and the software is installed, I just use direct integration, and this is what I'm going to use, and send the model. All right, we are not sending the model and results. We just want to send the model for annotation and detailing. Right, and we're assuming that we have already designed the structure with all the members and everything. So all you need to do is to click on, just click on OK. But before I do that, I need to go to Revit. Now I just need to close this one. As I've explained, this is what I'm going to show you, even to produce this GS before I take it to advanced steel, so that you can know all the possibilities in Revit. So I'm just going to close this one and also close that one. I'll start a new project and click on browse. Then I'll just click that arrow and I'll click on templates. I'll go to English and I just want to pick that template and click on open, then click on OK. So I just want to do the direct integration so that when I export it here, it's going to open automatically. All right, so I'll go back to robot structural analysis. Now we have direct integration, send the model, and simply click on OK. If you click on options, there's nothing here, so just click on OK. So the model is being sent to Revit, and it doesn't take time with all the members, as you can see. Let's see what you get in Revit. Okay, so it's done. I don't want to open the report. I'll just click on no. Go back to Revit. We are at level 2 and we don't see anything. Just make sure that you go to 3D view. If I just click on analytical model, you see that I'm going to see the analytical model of, you know, the structure from robot structure analysis. Now if I just select on this member, you notice that, let me see what I get. This is the same member that I specified for this one. It is a universal column 203 by 203 by 46. If I select on this one, you can see that that is 254.89, exactly the way it was, you know, specified. For the channels, you can see that those are the channels, and for the bracings, you can see that those are the bracings, as you can see from here. Now you are not going to see the members as physical elements, so in Revit 2024 you have to use Dynamo Player to convert the analytical model to the physical members using the section shapes that are already, you know, specified right there. You notice that if I just go to my 3D view here, I am still going to see the analytical model, as you can see from here, and not the physical members. So let's proceed now and convert this to, you know, to the physical elements. You just need to go to manage and click on Dynamo Player. Right. So now we have these two options here. We have analytical to physical for buildings, physical to analytical for buildings. If you start your model, assuming that you are starting the model in Revit, you model everything. It doesn't, as of Revit 2024, it doesn't give you the analytical model if you are modeling the physical model. So now you are going to use this one, physical to analytical for buildings, so that you can have the analytical model and take that model to robot structure analysis if that is the workflow that you are using. If you are modeling in Revit and now take the robot structure analysis for analysis and design and back to Revit, but I already started from robot structure analysis, so when I come here it just gives me, you know, the analytical model. So I have to convert analytical to physical for buildings. So just click the play button there, then come to select analytical elements, and I'm just going to select everything like that. And now just go down here and click on run, so that we can have it converted to the physical elements. Then simply, you can see that the run is complete. Simply close it from there, click outside, and you can see that we have the physical elements. Now you are seeing it in wireframe. You can click there and change to shaded. Perfect. Okay. Now the other thing that you can do, maybe I don't want to see the analytical elements within inside, just come down here and just click there. You see that it will disappear like that. Right. Now let me just counter check the members. If I select there to just make sure that all the members are intact, you can see that that is the PFC 150/75/18. I think it's perfect. I can check this one. These are the angles 75/75/8. Is this the one which is right here? Let me select on it. Right, to make sure that everything 75/8. Okay, 75/8. That is because this one is an equal angle. So in Revit, it's picking that one which is a 75/75/8. So I'll go back here. 75/75/8. It has already picked, you know, that one. Okay. The other members that I can counter check, we have that one, universal column, which is okay. And I'm happy with what I have. Now I just need to make some corrections here. I don't want these channels to join in the middle here. I can select first of all the rafters, right click, select all instances, visible in view. I've selected all these rafters, then come to justification and click to the top. You just want to justify this to the top. Right, so you can see that now it's there on top, but again we have to select, you know, the channels. Right click, select all instances, visible in view. We want to select now these the palings here. Now the justification for the palings, you can see it's center, but I don't want to be center. I want it to be bottom, so that it can sit right there at the bottom. Now you can see this is what we want. Okay, so now let's proceed. Now I just want to mention that don't mind the gaps that we have here. When you add the connections, these will be sorted out automatically, so you don't have to worry. But I can manually, you know, disable that join if I want, but don't worry about the gaps there. Once you add the connections, that will be fixed automatically. You can see that if I just disallow the join, this is how we are going to, you know, to have it like this. But I don't want to waste that time. I can just leave it the way it is. The connections will fix it. Right, now let me just go to south right here. See that I have those levels. I'll select on this one, simply drag it up to somewhere here. Okay, now I also just need to make sure that I fix this. I don't want this to go below. Okay, maybe if I want, I can leave it the way it is. Okay, we have maybe it goes down a bit there. It's fine. So I'll leave it the way it is. I'll just select this one and just drag it up to somewhere there, and I'm happy with what I have. Okay, now here we are. Now you can proceed and start adding your connections. Before you start producing your your drawings, make sure that the members we have just brought what has been designed from robot structural analysis. Now you can go ahead and simply start adding the connections here, so that you can start now producing your details, the general arrangement drawings, the connection details, and all sorts of annotations from here. But I'll just demonstrate on a few so that we can do the same exact thing that we are doing in Revit in advanced still, and you can decide for yourself where you want to be working. But the whole purpose of doing this is that there are those people, especially fabricators, who are getting engineering designs and models from engineers, like engineers work in Revit. You just give them the same exact model and they'll not be doing the same thing. They'll just continue from there, add whatever they want, and they can send back the model to you so that you see what they have done in case of any changes. So I'll just demonstrate on a few. For example, if I want to add the connection here, I'll just add the connection, maybe one connection. You can proceed and add more if you want. So to add the connection, just go to Still, and first of all, just click that arrow to add all those connections as settings. You can pick what you want, but for me, actually, let me just pick one what I want, which is a maybe column to beam. Which one do I want? Okay, anyway, let me just add all the connections. Select one, then go at the end, shift and select and load everything, then click on OK. So those are added. Now I can start adding connection. For example, I want the base plate. I'll select on this one, then go to Still and click on connection. It will add the generic connection from there. Now you can go back there and just find the base plate, click on the base plate, then just close from there and make sure that you are at fine level of detail. You see that you have the connection. Now you just need to make a few modifications and make sure that whatever you are modifying here is according to how you have designed your connections in robot structural analysis. Even if you design the connection, they will not be exported to Revit. You need to model those connections in Revit. So I'm making some assumptions here. I'll select on this base plate, click on Edit. From there, then duplicate, then click on OK, then click on Modify Parameters. Now I'm not here to teach you connections or how to do drawings. The whole purpose is for me to show you the workflow and what you need to do with all the tips and tricks. There are a lot of detailed lessons on each and every aspect of the lessons in terms of modern connections, drawings and everything. You can watch those videos. This one focuses on the workflow. So I'll just go to parallel to flange, and I can look at what is happening here. Maybe let me have 300. Just click there. Maybe let me move it further, 350. Okay, perfect. And I want to move it, this one outside. maybe parallel to web, maybe 300. Okay, all right, maybe let me go back to this one. Maybe it's too much, maybe 325. Okay, I think I'm good with what I have. Let me leave it the way it is. Just click on OK, apply, and click on OK. We have the connection there. This is how I want my connection. Now you can just propagate the connections to other members by selecting, right click, and propagate connection. I'll just click on OK, and you notice that we have the connections on all these other members. So with this workflow, you can proceed within Revit and add all the connections, you know, the haunches, you know, the palings here, the plates, you know, the gusset plates, and everything. Once you do that, now you can proceed and generate, you know, your drawings. And I'll just demonstrate on a few GAs, maybe one of the frames here, and put it on the sheet. So I'll just go to level 1 right here, and let me just select this one so that I put it nicely somewhere here. These are elevation markers, and this one right here, so that I can get correct views in elevations. Right, select this one and drag it up to somewhere here. All right, now what I'm going to do, I can start adding the grids here if I want, but maybe I just want to create a quick drawing here. Let me change this one to shaded. I can do that. If I want to create a GA for this one, I can add the grids. Maybe let me show you for those who do not know how to do that. I'll just go to, I can go to structure here, then I can go to the grid there, and I can just pick a line, and if I want my grid to start from this point, I can drag it all the way up to that point. All right, the next one, I can pick it from that point and drag it all the way up to that point. I can as well copy these grids, escape from my keyboard, select this one, click on copy, and I'll copy it from the center, and just, you know, make sure that multiple is selected so that I don't have to come back here. Then I can have it up to the center, and make sure that you have it up to the other center. All right, and also this one up to that center. All right, so we have the grids there. Maybe for the horizontal one, for the vertical, I can select one, right click, create similar. Then I'll zoom in here and just pick it from the center. I can drag it all the way up to the bottom, escape once, then click there, click again, and just put A there, click outside. Then I can copy this by clicking on copy, and now I can pick it from that center and drag it up to the center there, and continue for the vertical grids. Okay, so that once you add the grids, now you can proceed and start annotating and detailing. But for that one, I want to demonstrate it on a frame, but I think I need these grids so that they can be seen even within my frame. So I'll just click there and click somewhere there, and right there, and click on modify to escape. Perfect. So I have those things. I can select on one, and let me simply drag it so that you can have these things outside. You can activate these bubbles if you want by clicking on edit, and just make sure that the two boxes are checked, apply, okay. Then you have it like that. You can select on this one and simply drag it outside. Here we are. And I can continue detailing if I want to detail this one as well, but I want to deal with an elevation. Now let me go to south first of all. All right, so I'll leave it. Let me go to level 1. Okay, and now let me create a detail for one of the framing elevations. So I'll just go to view, and I'll use the section, then click there and click on detail section. And I just want to do a section from this point up to that point. Then there are those two arrows, just click on it to flip it and drag it until you are able to see what is within here. All right. Okay, then just double click that head there, and now I can select this one and simply drag it up to the top. Drag this one up to here and make sure that everything is within here. Okay, perfect. All right, now I also need to, I forgot to, okay, I'll come to this one so that I can also push these things above here. So I'll go back to level 1 and let me select this one. Let me simply drag it outside here, then arrow on my keyboard to move it like that. Go back to that detail. I think it's okay. All I need to do is select these bracings, right click, select all instances visible in view, and now I can hide by right clicking, hide in view by elements, so that maybe I can have these clean details. Okay, now I can just try to move these if I want. Really, I just want to show the workflow. You can make a few modifications after design to make sure that the paddings are well spaced. You can, I could have as well adjusted in robot structure analysis, but that is okay for me for now. So I'll select on this one, right click, select all instances visible in view, and I'll also hide this one. If you want, you can, but if you don't want, you can simply do this. So it's selected, and if you don't want to hide it, actually that's the correct way, because you have to see this member. So I want to make sure that I go to the justification. Let me go to the top. Okay, perfect. This is how I want this to be. All right, so this is what we have now. I think I should have, this one is properly spaced, but the other one is not good. So for this one, I can copy this one, just click on copy, make sure that you remove the constraints, and I can move this one maybe up to somewhere here. Maybe I can even type maybe 800, enter. I have it here, escape. Then I can select this one also, just click on copy. I want to move this one also by 800, maybe 800, enter, escape. Now what I want to do, I can decide also to space it like this one, but maybe let me try to mirror if I can manage to do this. So I'll select this one, hold control, select that one. Okay, I'm a perfectionist, even if I'm just trying to demonstrate here, but maybe let me show you how it's done. If I go to 3D view, I can select all these, just hold control and make sure that I select these. I just delete them, then I can mirror the other ones so that we have it in the correct position in terms of the spacing, so that we have the correct spacing. Okay, so this one and that one, hold control and orbit like this, hold control, select all these members. Do we have another one which we need to, actually this one, hold control and select this one. All right, this one and that one. Okay, I think I've selected what I want to delete because I want to mirror these ones. So let me just delete from my keyboard. Then I'll go back to that detail. I think I'm good. What I'll do, I'll select one, right click, select all instances visible. Maybe the entire project, actually select one, right click, select all instances in entire project. Then let me mirror it by this one, because the portal frame is, is the same both sides. So I'm just going to click on pick axis and I'll pick this one. I hope it works. Okay, a bit of maybe some errors here, but I think it's okay. I can counter check it. So let me go to my 3D view and I just need to remove some members on top here which are not, you know, supposed to be there. All right, so what do we have here? There's something that we're not supposed to have, so I'll click here. Let me try to select these from this direction. I hope that I can select it all the way through. Unfortunately I can't, but in 3D view I'm able to select it all the way through. So I'll go to this view, and this is what I want to fix here. So instead of selecting one by one, I can do that. Let me do like that. Perfect. Right, so this is the one that I'll need to copy, so I just want to delete this one, but I have these members which I'm supposed to copy. Okay, this one, and I will have this one, hold control, and that one. Okay, so how can I copy these? I'll go back to that detail, so I can see these members, but maybe what I'll do, I'll just delete this one also. Let me not struggle so much. I'll select, you know, this one here. I'll select this one first and that one first. Go to my 3D view. Let me see what I've selected. Okay, so okay, oh, I see. I didn't, I don't have the members here, so it could have mirrored. So that is the challenge that I have here. That is a challenge that I have here, but I don't need these, so I don't need these members. So I hold control and select these. I think I missed, you know, I missed it here, so I'll select this one. This one and that one. Okay, so this can easily be removed, but now I need these members which are also supposed to be on top here. Okay, so I'll select like that. Let me try to go to, how can I have these members here? Okay, I'm trying to find a way. Okay, I can copy these members, but I don't want to waste that time. Let me simply mirror these. I can copy them later on the other one, so that I don't waste a lot of time. I'll just go to pick axis, because I just have these, so I'll just mirror from there, and those are the members. If I go to the 3D view, I can now simply copy it on the other ones. I think I need to find a way of how to do this one. So as a workaround to just try to copy those two, you know, paddings there, I've just added this section here. So if I go to this detail, it gives me this detail on top here. So now what I can do is to simply come here, you know, just select these two and select this one, and I can simply copy it. So I just added that section as a detail section on top to cut there to see what is on top. Now I can simply copy this and just, you know, make sure that you copy it up to there and continue until you click there, and this one right here. Okay, I can as well, because the spacing is the same, I can continue right here and simply make sure that you are snapping. Now it's important that maybe let me pick this one, control and select this one, and now click on copy and pick it from that point and make sure that you have it like that. If I want to constrain it now, I can even do that, so that I can just move up there like that, so that once I select this one, I can have it like that without moving sideways. Okay, just click there, click on modify. So that is just a workaround. Just cut this section, and you see that if I select on it, it's just, you know, I'm just able to see what is within the dotted lines there, and I can use it to play around with this. You can see this is also a detail that I can even, you know, actually it's a detail which I'll even keep for my, you know, for my GA, as you can see from here. Perfect. So now we have this one. What I can just do, don't delete this one because it's the one which is giving you this GA. All you need to do is to just hide in view by elements, and you have it just like that. Okay, so now instead of even, you know, annotating this one, I can do this one. This one I'll not annotate, I'll just put it on my sheet. Maybe let me just annotate this one right here. Now if I go to south, there's something. Let me just try to select this one and drag it down there. I'll select this one, right click, hide in view by elements. Okay, don't know why I'm not seeing the that, you know, grid there, but I think I can leave it. Go to south once again. We have that one, just drag it there and drag it there. Just say propagate to elevation north. Just click OK. Let me go to that detail and that detail. Okay, I have this, but for some reason I'm not able to see, but let me not waste time. I'll just quickly annotate this one by going to annotate, align dimension, and I can start now annotating. This self-explanatory, don't have to waste time on this one. So let me just pick from there. Okay, you can see this is 1.2 meters as I specified it in robot structure analysis when I was designing. That is the spacing. Okay, I can add it right there, and I can continue from that point. Escape once because I've missed it. Okay, then I'll add it there. I can also add as many annotations as I want now. Of course, you know, adding the dimensions, I don't have to waste time here because you can easily do this. So right, so we have this one, right, and the center from there. Just click, continue clicking until you go all the way up to the end. Depends on what you want to detail. So I'll just leave it somewhere here. Make sure that I'm on fine level of detail to show those, you know, the connections there. Now you can mirror even the dimensions if you want. It works well. I can select this one. Okay, since I mirrored this, it should be able to match properly. So I'll just pick this one and let me pick like that. Perfect, it's in position. So the other thing that I can do, maybe I want to just add maybe from the top there. Just want to add up to somewhere here, and I'll add it there. And now go to annotate and tag by category. I want to tag this one here. These are universal beams, and that is how you can annotate for these ones. Maybe I just want to annotate them like that. I can change these, you know, tags. I can customize them, but I'm just using the default ones so that we can quickly, you know, finish what we are doing here. The workflow in robot structure analysis, advanced steel, and Revit. So I can just move it down. Then I can also select these, hold control, select this one, hold control, select that one, hold control, select that one, the arrow on your keyboard. And I just want it to be below somewhere here. And I'm done with the detail if this is what you want. Now I will remove the crop region, and if I want to add some shading to make it look better, I can do that by just clicking there, clicking on graphic display options, and I want to go to shaded. Change this one maybe to medium lines, the shadows, cast shadow if you want. The lighting, I just want to remove the sun, a bit of ambience, and remove the shadow, apply, maybe increase the ambience, click again, keep on increasing, all right, until maybe it's lighter like that, and click on OK. So it's a perfect detail. I can add it. I can add, you know, more annotations if I want. And we have this detail and that detail. So in Revit, you can continue adding all the details and complete everything within here, except that for the fabrication drawings, the main parts, the single parts, and bill of materials is it's not automated, it's manual. So that's why we want to use advanced still. Right, so let's add now the sheets here by just clicking on sheet, right click, new sheet. We'll pick that one and click there. So we have this detail, detail 1 and detail 0. I'll go back to the sheet. I can zoom in here and go to the details right here. By expanding it, we have detail 0. I can simply drag it and add it. Maybe let me just add it somewhere here. Then go to detail 1, hold your left mouse, drag it, and you can add everything. And this is how you can finish and place everything on your sheet. You can add the annotation on this one as well. How cool is this? So you can just select that and just try to clean up as you continue doing until everything is done. All right, now let's proceed and see on how you can export this to advanced still. If you want to to work in advanced still, maybe there's someone who is working advanced still, or even you, maybe you prefer annotation and detailing in advanced still. And most importantly, maybe the engineer works here, then there's a fabricator who is doing the fabrication drawings and the bill of materials, because advanced still is quite advanced. So the first step is to make sure that you counter check the materials for this structure. So I'll select all the members here and go to filter, check none, and I'll make sure that I just pick the structural columns. I'll pick also the structural framing. All right, so these are the most important ones. Click on apply and click on OK. Now you need to come to material and finishes. Just click there, click that arrow, and now pick the material that you want to use. If I try to search for S, maybe 275, can't find it. Maybe I'll search for steel. After steel, then maybe I can pick this one, metal, steel 43, 275. I think that's the one that I'm going to use. Do we have another one here? Steel 51, 275. You can use all these materials, but I'm going to use maybe this one and click on OK. All right, so you need to make sure that the materials are matching here, so that when you export to to advanced still, we are going to specify the database where these things are. All right, so now after you do that you need to make sure that these members are appearing within your library. So I'll start with the columns and just counter check. I use the UK library, so even in Revit is right here. So this is universal column 254, 254, 89, and also you have universal column 203, 46. So 254, 89, I want to find it here. So first of all, I'll select on this one, then go to insert, then load. From there I'll go back once here and go to UK. I'll start with the structural columns, that is the steel, the British, and I want the universal column, the same one, but I just want to make sure that I pick from this database so that it can match with advanced steel, because the database that will be linked is the one in Revit. So I'll have to make sure that I'm directing to the right database so that they start matching. If you don't match it now, you can match it. There will be a window which will open up here, but I don't like using that window because I don't want to waste that time changing things one by one. So we have the universal columns. I'll select on it and I'll drag it on top and click on open. This one is 254.89. We need to find that one. I hope we find the exact one. 254. Let me just drag it like this. All right, so we have 254, 73, 86, All right, so do we have 254.89 right here because it's the same database? I'll click on OK. So I can select on this one and now find the same one, which is the 254.89, the one I've just loaded, which is this one, because I have to pick it from that database. Okay, so right here, universal beams column, no, I want the one for universal column, which is here. So I'll select on it, but make sure that you select one, right click. Actually, let me pick this one. Select one, right click, select all instances visible in view. Then you can now find that one and select it like that. So I've now matched this. Now I'll also select this one. I know it's this size, so I can also insert, load. We are still within this one, universal columns. Just open. This is 203.46. So we have the 203, but I want the one with 46 right here. You see that we are using this same database, so we are supposed to find the same members. So I'll select this one, right click, select all instances visible in view, and I just want to make sure that I match it. Now you can still go ahead and use the same members the way they are, but just make sure that you identify which database in Revit these members are sitting, so that you don't have to deal with it, changing from the window there, as we are going to see later on. So this one is 203.46. all right, which is right here. So it's going to change from here. It's actually has changed already. Okay, what else do we have? Let me deal with the rafters, which is 254.102.25. just go there. Now for the rafters, just have to go back here and now go to UK, and we want to change to structural framing. Go to steel, British standard. We want to use the universal beams. This is the one that we want. Then open it, and this is a 254.102.25. 252.102.25, exactly the same one. So just click on OK, load it there, overwrite existing version with its parameters. Okay, so now I need to select one, right click, select all instances visible in view. Then I can go to those beams, universal beams, 254.102.25, which is right here. Select on it so that all these can be matched with that one. Okay, I'll go to this one. This is the PFC 150.75.18. just click there. Then now for PFC, let me go back once there. It's still British. We have PFC here, right here, as you can see. So 150.75.18, open 150.75.18 right there. Then click on open. Right, then I'll select one, right click, select all instances visible in view. 150.75.18. Now these are beams. Right, so these are PFC, the beams where the PFCs right here. Now I have to pick the one that I loaded, parallel flange channels, this one, because what we have here, channel with constant, is this one. I want to switch it to this one, which is in that database. So let's see, it changes as you can see from here. So the PFCs, I think the last one now are these angles. I'll select on one, 75.75.8. So I'll go there and click on load. 75.75.8 equal leg angles. Right, 75.75.8 right there, and just click on open. Select one, right click, select all instances visible in view. I'll just click there. Then I need to pick the correct one, equal angles. All right, where are the angles, right here, and select on it. You know why I want to change it like this? Because maybe this EQA for equal angles may not be in my database, so I want that, you know, linkage between advanced steel and tables database to be smooth. So that's why I'm doing this. But you can as well try just to export. You should be able to be good without any challenges. You can do that. I think I'm okay. The materials are well set, and you know, as you can see, that is the material and all the members are in place. Now we can export to advanced steel. Let me just click on save. All right, by just going there, and let me just go to that folder, and I'll call this one maybe Revit model. Okay, so you can give it any name and click on save. All right, so now let's begin now the exportation of this to advanced steel. So what you need to do is to go to add-ins, click there, that small arrow here. Now you should install this extension. All right, so I'll click there. First of all, go to settings and make sure that the path is added here. Remember, this is the path where I was going, so that's why it has to match without any challenges, because it's being directed to that path. Okay, you can add the path from here if you want to direct it somewhere else, then click on OK. Right, now I can click there once again and click on export. Just use advanced export, then UK, and click on OK. Right, now I just want to, you know, to overwrite this one. Click on save and click on yes. So now this one has been saved. So all I need to do is to go to advanced steel. Let me close what I have here. I'll just say no. Then I can as well just close everything here. Just click on no. I'll minimize this one. I minimize that one. I have advanced steel right here. I can double click from there. We want to start from scratch so that you can see what we are doing here. All right, so now it was deliberate. I wanted to show that now from here you can choose, you know, the template that you want to use as you generate your drawing. I'm just going to use international. It's fine. Then just click on OK. Then now I can just click on new, that small arrow there, and click on AS template for advanced steel. That is the metric template. So it's going to open like this. All right, so now you can drag this one up to somewhere here, and now you can proceed to bring in that file which you have saved from Revit. So I can simply go to export and import. Again, this has to be installed. Once that extension, once you install it, it also appear in both Revit and advanced steel. Actually, there's one for advanced steel and one for Revit, so make sure that you install it, download it from your Autodesk account. All right, so I'll just click on import, and I'll pick that file, the one I just saved, and click on open. Right, now it's almost done. There's just one material which is being missed here, the conversion, the naming. So I could have had a lot of these same warnings if I had not matched the materials and also the profiles, but maybe it's just one. Maybe it's probably because of the, you know, one which I missed, but you can still match it from here. As I said, you can do it from here. Maybe let me match this one to S275. I should have S275 here. Okay, so you can go down and find the one. You see here, you are going to spend time because you need to be checking. That's why I like matching it before. But if I went all the way up to the end, where is S? Okay, instead of using the same one, I'll just match it with the, maybe let me match it with this one, then click on OK. Then we also could not be converted. UB17, the following section could not be converted. Okay, convert section to existing one. Which is the existing one? This is the one. So now we also have this issue. You can convert 178.102.19. So this is a universal beam. I can just click there. You see that it's converting in the background, but I have to match this one to the correct one. So universal beams, I can just go to the universal beams. I've just selected this one, then come here. These are supposed to be I, is fine. Then go to the next option and now find the universal beams. Where are the universal beams? I need to come down here where we have, I can even match it with South African universal beam, but I wanted the UK one. All right, so let me just make sure that I pick the correct one so that the size should match exactly what I have within Revit. So we have the beam, UK advanced beam, South African universal beam. Okay, anyway, let me just pick this one to cut on time so that I don't have to spend so much time. So I can pick maybe SAUB. Then that one is 178.102.19. So we are looking for 178. Do we have it here? So we don't have it here. I need to go to the UK one. So let me just click that arrow and go to the UK one. That's the importance of making sure that you know the correct one is selected. Let me go to UK universal beam so that I pick the correct one. We are looking for 178.102. 178.102.19, exactly as you can see. So now we found what we want to match with. This one is matched with this one. This is perfect. Actually, that was the only one. Oh, that was the only one. How did I miss it in Revit? Because it should have matched without a problem. Okay, so now we have it like this. Let me just change this to conceptual. Okay, so that you can see it in this way. Let me double click on this one. Perfect. As you can see, that is the same angle that we specified, although it has picked a raw steel angle which is 75 by 75 by 8, but all the same, that one within my Revit here, as you can see, it's 75 by 75 by 8. Okay, so I'm good with what I have in advanced steel. Okay, perfect. Now you notice that the connections are here. We don't have any challenges. As you can see, you can make modifications to the connections if you want. Now from here, the detailer who would want to detail in advanced steel, even an engineer who want to produce general arrangement drawings, the details, the fabrication, because here you can do automated fabrication drawings, the single parts, the main parts, the bill of materials from here in an automated way. So you can see that the connections, if I just just select one, right click and advanced joint properties, I can still make modifications from here. It's still the same, the same options that we are looking at in Revit. You can also do the same things here. Actually, the connections in advanced are the ones which are implemented in Revit, so everything is the same. So let me also show that I can now start adding other connections. For example, just want to add a connection here, the haunch here. I can go to connection vote. Let me go to this one here, and where is the haunch? All right, maybe let me use this one here. So I'll just select on it, pick the column, right click, pick the rafter, right click. Let's see what we get. Perfect. As you can see, I'm not going to change these things, I'm just showing you the workflow. So you notice here that we have that haunch, You can make modifications. Maybe it doesn't look good like this. Let me make a few modifications, the plate there, or maybe right click from there and advanced joint properties. Let me just go to the library. If we don't have anything, joint design, we don't have anything. Okay, I'll go to the general. Where is the plate, the rafter, the end plate? Okay, for the end plate is that projection. I just want to make some changes here. I hope or not. Let me go to projection. Okay, projection left. Let me say 10. Projection right, 10. Okay, so we just need to increase this one, maybe let me say 50. All right, and this one 50. Okay, anyway, I'll just leave it like this because I don't want to, otherwise you can see that you can play with this and make sure that everything's perfect. Now let me also add, you know, another connection here. If you want, you can. Maybe let me just remove this member so that I can add the connection here. If I want to add that connection, apex haunch, all right, maybe this one, you can select that one, right click, that one, right click. Let's see what we get. All right, excellent. I can just close it and see that you can now proceed and add all your connections here if you want. Now once you do all those connections, the next thing for you now is to do the numbering. You are done with all the connections. Now you have to do the numbering. To do the numbering, just go to home there and click on numbering. Maybe let me first of all minimize here and drag it there. Or what am I doing? Okay, so I'll just go to numbering and make sure that single part is activated and assembly is activated. Click on apply and click on OK. You can see that these are the numbers. Now numbering can be modified so that you have the correct marks. So you can check from here the single part, the main part. You can see the main part are here, but numbering is also can also be customized and modified to what you want. I'll close. Numbering is done. Now let me make sure that I also save this one. You can go to save as. Before you start generating your drawings, make sure that you save. So I'll call it, all right, this is the name, and click on save. So everything, all my drawings will be saved there. All right, so now there are so many ways of generating drawings and also details, bill of materials, advanced steel. You notice that if I just go to processes, I have all these options. If I go to drawing styles, I have all these options. I just want to show you one method which I can use here. You can use whichever method that you want. This is just the workflow that I want to show you. So first of all, I'll just put the UCS right here. So I'll just click there, then click on UCS at object. I'll just select that one, pick the vertical one, right click, so the UCS is there. Now I'm just going to use some model views here. It's a method of, you know, creating using cameras within a model view. So I'll just click there and I'll just say 1 point in UCS, click there, and now I can just pick that point and I'll call it roof, because this one will be for my roof, this detail. Now you just need to pick the direction. I want to pick that one. You see those bigger arrows, they will appear. Select on it, then right click. So that one is here. Now what you need to do is to simply expand this box. First of all, I can expand it vertically so that it covers all the way up to the top, just like that. I can go to the left so that I'm able to see. Maybe this is expanded too much. I can just click there. Okay, I think it's fine. Now I can also expand it in the other direction, just like that. up to somewhere here, but maybe also downwards I need to drag it a bit so that it covers, you know, the roof, so it covers whatever is being seen there. Okay, now I also have to drag it all the way through by just, I can go on top there if I want, so that I'm able to see exactly what I'm doing here. So I can drag it all the way up to there and now orbit like that, so it has covered the roof. Now this one is a model view. If I select on it, I can double click on it, it will take me to that view and that will be my detail. I can deactivate it from there, hold the wheel and the shift, then I can select on this, right click and go to advanced properties, then go to camera properties. This is the drawing now that you want to produce. Click on create automatic drawing, and the type of this drawing, I want to have an overview. I think, okay, I can use the roof plan since I have the roof plan. Then the style for this one I can pick from here. It can be plan, full, elevation. Now as you keep on using advanced still, you are going to know which, you know, which styles are better for you. You can also customize these later on. You can create your own custom drawing, you know, styles. So this is just to show you the possibilities. Otherwise all these can be customized. So I want to pick a style. Maybe let me pick a plan full, so I'm just going to pick maybe plan, this one. Then the scale maybe 1 to, let me pick 1 to 50 or 1 to 100, I think is okay. So this is the roof plan. So this one is set. Then I can do the same on these others, but maybe for the, you know, for the details I'm going to use a different method, but still the model view. So I just click there, it's a model view, but I'm just going to use a, what is this? I'll cancel this one. Let me click on again on model view, create new model view. I'll click, I'll use a joint box. This is the quickest, especially if you have a connection. So I'll just select there, I'll call it haunch, then enter. Then you can see that you can pick the direction. I'm going to pick this one, right click. Then if I select on this one, I can right click and go to advanced properties and go to cameras. So now create automatic drawings. I'll change this one to, anyway, this one is going to be a node, right? Then the style for this detail, again you can choose what you want to use, maybe an elevation. Do we have anything like a detail here? Okay, we don't have such a thing, so I can use a plan full. Maybe this one is okay. Then the scale maybe 1 to 10. So this one is set. I'm using a node. I'll close it. I'll come to this one. And now if you have created all these, you can prepare all those details. You see that as we create the drawings, it will just be one click. All these will be created drawings and you can just modify a bit. So I'll also, what is this? I'll come to this one. Click there, add joint box, select this joint box. I'll call this one as base, maybe enter. Then which direction? Maybe from the top. So I have to zoom in here and pick that bigger arrow, right click. All right, so now I'll select this one, right click and advanced joint properties, go to camera, activate that one. I'll call this one as the same one as node. I'll pick the same options, maybe plan full and the scale 1 to 10. I'm done. I'll close. And now after you do this, as I said, there are several ways of creating drawings, but with this method now I can add all these on one sheet and produce those drawings. All right, so now let's create our drawings. To do that, let me just minimize this one. We can use a drawing process. I'll just expand it from there, and if we go to cameras, we can go to cameras, but selected cameras, which is this one. So now what I can do is to simply select that one because it has a camera inside. So I need to select this one, need to select that one, and also I need to select this one. So these three are selected. So these are selected cameras, and I need to just drag it and pick this one. All right, just select on it and click on OK. Let's see what we get. All right, so it has processed. I'll go to output and click on document manager. Let me expand that one, select on this one, then open drawing, then close this one. As you can see, the drawings are there. How cool is this? Now you don't have to worry. You can add, the annotations, the detailing. You can, reduce the, you can see that this is quite big. This can be reduced. You don't have to worry. It's just a click and all these will be reduced. You can see that we have all these grids. You can add the annotations. So let me just demonstrate here. What can we change? Maybe let me just demonstrate here. Otherwise, everything, as you can see, is here. Just need to change the font here and you are good, and add a few dimensions. So I'm going to demonstrate it on this one. So maybe to add the dimensions now, maybe let's start by changing this one. You can just double click from there, and what is this? You can change from there. The box is not appearing here. Let me start with the dimensions. For dimensions, you need to go to labels and dimensions, then use parametric. So it means that when you change anything, the dimensions will not change, they will be there. So just select that object, then click that point and that point, then you can place it there and right click. You can go to this one, select on that, click that point, move it there and right click once again and apply. So you have those dimensions. If you want to add maybe more dimensions for this one, you can maybe select this one. Maybe you can pick that point, pick that point, and that point. What am I doing? Escape once. I'll use this one, parametric. All right, so I've selected already this one. Okay, now I can pick the center, pick that one. Okay, I guess now I can, add it somewhere here. Right click and enter. So you can proceed and do that if you want to. This one, if I just select on it, I can just drag it like that. This is for the plate. These are for the bolts. If you want to tag, annotate this one, you can come here and pick insert label. All right, so you can pick that one here, and now if I want to pick it from there, I can simply, it's not showing the arrow, but it's fine. You can just add it here, then you click there and you have it like that, and you can continue adding all these, and that is how you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. You can see that with this one now, it's just a few modifications here, including this one. Add one or two things and you can make as many modifications as possible. So this is the workflow. Whatever changes which are here can also be seen in Revit. For example, maybe the one who is doing, the fabricator has added this connection maybe, and that one. So now to take this one back to Revit, what you can do is this. To make sure that those are reflected in Revit, I'll just click on export. I'll just click on export this one. So within, from the same folder, I'm going to call it maybe advanced to Revit. Advanced to Revit. I'll save it. Yes. All right. So now what I need to do, I need to go back to Revit here. So I want to see the changes so that it's reflected here, so that everyone, all the team members have the same structure. So I need to go to add-ins, then click there, that small arrow there, and now you are going to do synchronization. All right, then you are going to load it and advance to Revit and click on open. Let's see what we get. All right, let me first just click on apply all actions. We see if we can quickly get that. All right, so I'll check all these. You see the column that we deleted, it shows that it's deleted from here. What is modified, it will show it's modified. What is appended, it will show from here. As you can see, the color coding. All right, so connection, you see that it's appended, it's added. We added 2 connections, so you can read from here. Make sure that you check all these and you can read what is here. Then I'll click on apply all actions. All right, so now we are synchronizing, and all these will have to be adjusted within here, so models can be exchanged from one to the other. And you know what I could have done, I think I didn't need to change everything. I could have just picked what I want to change. You see that now the material which is coming from there, it's a bit different, but it's okay. It's okay. I could have just picked, you know, the 2 connections, because that's what I wanted to change. The difference in the color, the dark one, is just the color which is coming from advanced steel. All right, so I'll just cancel there. So now let me change this one to shaded, or maybe to hidden lines. Okay, so that I don't have to worry about the color. That is just a material which I can change. So you can see that now we have that connection here, and also we have this connection, the same connection from advanced steel. Now someone may ask me to say that, now how do I change, you know, that color? So I'll just select everything actually, or maybe I'll just select one. What is the material? Okay, the material has come the way we specified it. Was it 345 or something? Okay, I'll just select there. Just click there. It's just that graphic there, so you can just change on that one. Maybe that graphic is too dark, you can just push it maybe up to somewhere here, and everything should be good. So you don't have to worry with that. That is a simple edit that you can make. So that is the workflow in robot structure analysis, Revit, and advanced steel. Now if you need more time so that I can show you on how to make all these modifications, how to customize the templates, otherwise in advanced steel you are able to get these drawings automatically, make sure that you comment there, and I should be able to do more and more tutorials in advanced steel. See you in some upcoming lessons.